This edger is exactly what you need if you've been fighting with a string trimmer to get clean edges around your lawn. But let me explain why. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the last 3 weekends putting the Power Trim 308H through its paces on a half-acre lot that's got more curves than a country road. And I can tell you right now it's the first gas-powered walk-behind edger that actually feels like it was built for the job instead of bolted together in someone's garage. The thing that surprised me most was how little I had to fight with it. Most edgers want to dive into the turf or wander offline, but the 308H's dual-wheel design keeps it tracking straight with almost no effort. I ran it along the sidewalk, driveway, and garden beds at full throttle and it held a razor edge the whole way. No kickback, no wandering, just clean lines every single pass. The frame is heavy-duty steel, not that flimsy sheet metal stuff you see on some imports. I weigh 210 pounds and I could feel the difference the moment I tipped it up on the ramp. No flex, no creaking, just solid. That weight also means it doesn't bounce over every little root or crack in the sidewalk, so you're not constantly adjusting your grip. The 308H uses a commercial-grade 30 cubic centimeters 2-stroke engine that fires up on the first pull even after it's been sitting all week. I keep forgetting to drain the fuel between uses, and it still starts clean every time. The fuel tank is see-through so you can keep an eye on the level without guessing, and the translucent window lets you see if you're running low while you're still pushing it. Cutting system is where this machine really earns its keep. Instead of a single blade that chews up the turf like a string trimmer, the 308H has a dedicated 8-inch carbide-tipped steel blade that slices the edge like a hot knife through butter. You can adjust the depth from 0 to 2 inches in half-inch increments, so you can do a shallow trench for a new border or cut all the way down to bare soil for a clean install. I used the shallow setting for edging the lawn and the deeper setting when I was prepping a new flower bed. No swapping blades, no fuss. The blade is mounted on a sealed gearbox, so you're not constantly greasing it like you do on cheaper models. I put about 6 hours on it so far and there's still plenty of grease left in the reservoir. The wheel configuration is another smart touch. You've got a large 10-inch rear drive wheel that handles the weight and a smaller 6-inch front caster that pivots 360 degrees. That front wheel tucks right into corners and lets you pivot the whole machine without lifting it, which is a huge help on those tight spots around mailboxes and landscape timbers. The handle is padded and adjustable for height, so my 6'2" frame doesn't feel cramped after 20 minutes. The controls are all within thumb reach: throttle, choke, and stop switch, so you're not letting go of the handle every time you need to adjust something. I also like that it's OEM genuine parts, not aftermarket knockoffs. That means if something ever wears out down the road, I can order the exact same blade or wheel assembly from Power Trim instead of hunting for a compatible part that might not fit quite right. The manual is straightforward, with clear diagrams for blade changes and basic maintenance. I had the blade swapped in under 5 minutes once I got the hang of it. Now, it's not perfect for everyone. First, it's loud. Gas engines are loud, period. If you're edging early in the morning or late in the evening, your neighbors will definitely hear you coming. Second, it's heavy. At 78 pounds, it's not something you're going to toss in the trunk for a quick job at a friend's house. You'll want a truck or at least a sturdy dolly to move it around. But if you're tackling your own property, that weight is actually an advantage because it keeps the blade planted where you want it. So who's this edger for? If you've got more than a quarter acre of lawn, or if you're tired of wrestling a string trimmer into submission every weekend, this is the tool that finally does the job without the hassle. It's built like a tank, starts on the first pull, and leaves edges so clean you could eat off them. The price tag is higher than a cheap import, but when you factor in the time you save and the frustration you avoid, it pays for itself after a single season. Link is below if you want to take a closer look.